Mailbag. We are live on twitch.tv recording this, so you can always jump in whenever you want to. We're going to send the notification out to the Discord server right now. I'm going to try to make this a weekly thing where we just kind of stream for a few minutes to go over the emails that we've missed. Maybe just chit-chat for a little bit. I don't know. But we're going to go ahead. We're going to read these emails. We read 4 on the show this week, episode 490. And the link to the episode, if you're listening to us on YouTube, is going to be in the show notes, or not the show notes, I say that for the podcast, but it's going to be in the description down below. So you guys can, of course, do that. I am Trainer Thatch. I am the host of the PUCL podcast, and I'm here to bring you some tasty emails that we did not get to for the show. Some of them were really good, and I was sad that we couldn't get to all of them. So I did want to make sure that we got to some of them. So without further ado, I don't know that anybody is watching us, and that's really okay on Twitch. I don't need that kind of validation. But let's go ahead and jump right in. So our first email that we did not get to, and this is actually one of them I was sad that we didn't get to. We've got them off to the side, by the way. So in case you wanted to go ahead and do that, you can check it out. You can always also join us live for these at twitch.tv/thePUCL podcast. I'm going to try to do this on Monday nights, so definitely check that out. This is going to be from Trainer Nova. Hello, PUCL crew. Hope this doesn't come too late on a Friday night, but I too have been thinking about what kind of spin-off game I'd like to see, and I thought I'd share. I'm personally the most interested in seeing how Pokemon fit into everyday life and media, like the Detective Pikachu series, because the world is much like our own, but spiced up with the presence of these fantastical creatures. I like to think that every Pokemon game is like that. I don't know. I'd like to think that. We'll see. Also, Liger's here. That's good. Let's see. It's a similar reason to why, as someone who didn't play the original game, I'm looking forward to playing new Pokemon Snap, in large part thanks to a very awesome and generous podcast, wink wink, nudge nudge. You did get it. I sent it out. I sent out the code. She was one of the giveaway winners back in February. So I did send out the code. So hopefully you got it and you're downloading the game. So I think a side series game that answers to that would be right up my alley. Excuse me. An example of that kind of game would be a game about Pokemon care, feeding them, grooming them, answering to their specific needs. Like if a Pokemon Camp or Pokemon-Ami were blown up into full-fledged games. Perhaps you're a breeder or a groomer, learning to take care of a variety of different Pokemon, for example. Maybe there's even an element of upgrading equipment and managing a Pokemon care business, which would also incorporate the second element I'd be interested in seeing more in Pokemon games. Simulation. You want Pokemon Sim? You know what? I'm into it. I want Pokemon Tycoon. I want to run a Pokemon Center, I want Pokemon Center Tycoon. I want to expand my healthcare empire. They have a game for this. It's called 2 Point Hospital, but it's a Sega game. But you can go ahead and I want to dominate the world. I want to own the largest Pokemon Center chain in the Kalos region, and I want to make the most money. So you can hire like your own trainers and stuff, and they go out to help beat up other trainers' Pokemon so that they bring them to you to heal them. And you can do that. Thank you. Come again. Or thank you. Can't wait to see you again. There we go. Whether seeing a breeder's ranch, a small business, or even a whole town, Pokemon Cross Animal Crossing crossover I don't know that that's my number one. Being able to create places for everyday Pokemon life in a Pokemon game would be amazing. When I first saw Pokemon Cafe Mix, I was a bit disappointed. It didn't incorporate an element of a management game, because it might have been interesting to be able to, for example, decide which Pokemon diets to accommodate for in your menu, assign which Pokemon are best suited to run the encounter versus behind the counter food prep, and overall make more business decisions that could make your cafe truly your own. These are probably very biased answers, and it's certainly possible to simply take any genre of video game and say, I want that, but with Pokemon. You know what? That is very easy to do, though. However, I think in general, I wanted to say was Pokemon use the side games to show us what it's like to live life alongside Pokemon. Thanks for reading this email and maybe having opinions about them. Enjoy your day and be well and nerdy as always. What are we seeing? How would you pay to upgrade anything? I've never had to pay for reviving my Pokemon ever. How do Pokemon centers make money? Exactly, Brendan. It's a black market. Or maybe not exactly a black market, but it's shady shadow money, and it's great. Let's see. In Galar, they at least have the Pokemon right in the Pokemon Center. You can have that. Like you can have like a cafeteria inside your Pokemon Center. It's just science. Um, okay, so this next email rather short compared to Trainer Noah's, which is very detailed. All right. So, this is from Phil. I was an episode behind, so I just listened to 488. Thatch, I just wanted to drop a line about your Rayquaza Sky High Kurt Russell joke that was just skimmed over and nobody got. Well, I appreciated it. Love Sky High. Just wanted you to know that it didn't go unnoticed, lol. Have a great weekend and keep up the awesome work, Phil. Thanks, Phil. Phil's absolutely right, by the way. There's so many times that I make these jokes that like kind of like get snuck in there. And nobody laughs, and that's okay. Not everybody's as nerdy as I am or thinks like I do. But typically things will just be like, aha, yeah, Kurt Russell, haha, Sky High. Well, I guess Sky High because Rayquaza is a Sky High Pokemon, so I said I wonder if he hangs out with Kurt Russell. But we laugh at home. Yeah, no, it's not you guys so much. It's like the people on the show like don't get it in the moment, and that's fine. And you know what? I just keep doing it because one day I'll become a good comedian. As such, if I keep making jokes like that, so it's gonna be a good time in that regard. One day Thatch will be okay at doing thing, and that's all that matters. I like doing things like that though. I'm trying to be better about making some fun like jabs. All right, so this next one is from Mo. Let's get scrolled up on the screen for you guys. Hey, you Puckle peeps! Been a minute since I've written in, so I figured no time like the presents. I don't have too much to add to the conversation as Linian and Thatch took the words right out of my mouth last week. I was yelling at my car radio, Pokemon Mario Party. Pokemon Mario Party. You know, you're right. Pokemon Mario Party is all anybody ever wanted. My other thought was Pokemon Pinball alongside P. McGee. I remember playing that game as a kid with my fancy Game Boy Light back before backlighting was a thing. So true, though. So true. Wormlight lamp. We got to work on that. Got to work on that innovation to desktop technology. Anyway, the only unique thought I had was Pokemon Picross. That's actually a thing. I tried playing the game for free, but I finally broke down and just bought the full version so I could play it without waiting on the meter to refill. I've always loved puzzles, and getting to work with numbers to reveal a Pokemon just hit the spot for me. I didn't even mind it was one of those all-in-one phone apps that has like 10 different words / number puzzles, just all with a Pokemon coat of paint. That's all for now. As always, thank you for all you do for the community. You're more appreciated than you know. On that note, Mudkip Kid says, thanks for doing this, Thatch. I was getting salty that mine weren't getting read. Well, as you can see, you can't see my mouse on this. Paragraph breaks. Paragraph breaks are the best. This is a proper paragraph break. This is how you get your show. I will say most weeks, the deciding factor on whose emails get read on the show, Mudkip, is that it's literally based on paragraph breaks more often than you know. This week we had a lot of paragraph breaks though, so it worked out. Paragraph breaks are the number one way to get your email read on the show. This next one's from Galaxy Period. I'm gonna say Galaxy Period, kind of like fun period. I have a fun story about this, and I'll tell you guys at the end. I've got a fun email story for you guys. At the end of the extended bonus Thatch content. This is from Galaxy Period. I'd really like a Pokemon whose main plot was focused mainly on something happening in the world, and you have to solve it with your Pokemon team and friends you make throughout the adventure. A bit like Colosseum and Gale of Darkness, but adding the 8 Badges quest as a post-game content as well, as typical post-game stuff such as collecting the whole dex, a decent battle frontier, and more region to explore, all of which could expand and make the game larger and catchier in my opinion. I think that defeats... Okay, so what you want is Colosseum and Gale of Darkness, which is like a very story-driven Pokemon game compared to literally any other Pokemon game. Like those are story-driven Pokemon games. It's kind of like any other linear RPG you've ever played, like almost like Persona in that regards, or even yeah, it's because it's not like open world, and I wouldn't even say Pokemon's open world, but it's definitely something like that. Coliseum and Gale of Darkness, obviously great games. I'm not saying that they're like this is a bad idea, because I would love more just Coliseum, Gale of Darkness type content. But those games were made the way they were for a specific reason, and it's because they couldn't have the other things that you wanted. I think the idea of integrating something like that more into the larger Pokemon world, like we talked on the show about how there isn't integration in like every generation between like the worlds, and how Galar feels very separated from the rest of the Pokemon world because of such a thing. And I think that counts here too, to a lesser extent. I think that kind of you feel that. All right, the light is on, Mudkip Kid. It is on, but you can't do hex values. You can only do colors. All right. The story doesn't have to be that epic, but at least entertaining to go through. It's not hard to make a story. It's not easy to make holes either. Yours faithfully, Galaxy Period. I'm going with Galaxy Period because they put the period there. It must be important. All right. So this one, I think this one's you, Mudkip. Yeah. This is just like wall of text though. It looks like mostly because like here, I'll fix it for you. Boop. Okay. Oops. Boop. I would have read it if it was like that. All right. This one's from Mudkip Boy. It is a little long. You see how like long it is compared to the other ones I've been reading? It is a little long. I try to only do like one long one per regular episode, mostly just for timing. And also reading emails is hard sometimes. Like it's hard to just like keep reading off a page. We aren't professionals at this, but it is sometimes. All right. Hello to Thatch, Jushiro, and Claude. Hope you're doing well, writing in while listening to some 90s classics like Semisonic's cover of Puckle's Closing Time. It's different. It's a different song entirely, by the way. It's okay, but I think Puckle's original is a lot better. Concerning the question of the week, though, to be fair, the Closing Time and the Puckle podcast is legitimately a masterpiece. Whether anybody likes it or not, it is a masterpiece. All right. Concerning the question of the week, though, the spin-off game that I would like to see is a game where you just get to live in a Pokemon city. Maybe the game has a few cities. Maybe there is a game for each city they pick. Maybe the cities would be grouped into games regionally. I just think it would be cool to be able to live in a city in the Pokemon world. I think that's kind of Detective Pikachu a little bit. That being said, the idea isn't really that on par with the kid-centered focus that we've been able to observe over the past few years. But this is a magical place called the Mailbag, so there are no rules. Here's my vision. You would want to start out on an apartment with maybe one or two apartment-friendly Pokemon. You get to pick a job, manage your time and your money as well. I know most people already have enough money managing in their lives, but honestly, some of the other games with all their 14 currencies are probably harder to keep up with than plain old dollars. Each day you could go wherever you want in the city and try things you've always dreamed of. Visiting the Nabasa City theme park, challenging the local gym, hitting up the Battle Subway. I definitely don't have a thing for Gen 5. My idea is something where the money isn't tight, so you're not stressed by it. But you can do whatever you want. The course of the game would be reaching financial stability. Financial stability. So are you a millennial? Where you can kind of do what you want after a while, but still needing to work to stay there. You get a bigger place, a better paying job. The room part would be like a somehow even better version of Secret Bases in Generation 3 with custom layouts, things you can decorate your place with. This sounds like The Sims. I think this game could have some really cool online features. Imagine being neighbors with someone while you can't be with in real life. What if we all put in some sort of code to be in the same city and all work under Thatch at Puckle Corp? This is like a weird game. I'm not into this. Please don't work for me. I had a lot of stuff in there, but I'm just spitballing. I think that if Pokemon just grabbed a few of the things I talked about and added a bit of their own spice, this game could be a lot of fun. These are just my thoughts on how to make great memories in a currently underutilized locations. This email was so much fun to write. Excited to hear everyone's thoughts. Hope you have amazing weeks. I don't want to play Roblox, though. I want to play Pokemon. Mudkip, I'm not going to play Roblox. All right. Well, thank you, Mudkip, for sending it in. All right. This next one's from Ben. He didn't actually give me like a username to call him by. And I don't need to make more money, Mudkip. I make decent money. I'm okay. I'm doing okay. I got a job. Well, honestly, the game I've always wanted is going to be Legends Arceus. Of course, Game Freak being Game Freak, who knows what might happen there. But again, I have high hopes. Reasonable person. This Ben is a reasonable person. I would be interested in a game in the style of Animal Crossing / Stardew Valley. A more detailed and in-depth version of My Pokemon Ranch, for example. The main focus could be breeding Pokemon, and you could lend out Pokemon to different companies and people to do little jobs. They kind of already have that in Sword and Shield. Like, they have Pokejobs. It's more for EV training, but they do exist. God job, no kids equal okay. You 100% like it. The main focus could be breeding Pokemon, and you could lend out Pokemon to different companies and people to do little jobs, which would result in fun mini-games. Oh, mini-games. We're all for that Pokemon party. Here we go. You could also grow crops and use Pokemon byproducts to make all kinds of recipes. Build your house, make habitats for your Pokemon and all that. Maybe have famous Pokemon characters from the games and anime appear, and you can visit your friend's ranch. Ben. I would be cool with a minigame. Honestly, I really miss Super Training. If they could just bring Super Training back, like interesting Super Training. They had the fun mini games in, I think, Gen 5? No, Gen 6. Gen 6 had some fun mini games in Pokemon and Me. And if they could just bring stuff like that in, I think they would be a lot of fun. I think so. All right, let's see. This last one is going to be from Kester. Man, all of these actually had proper paragraph breaks. Hello, Puckle host. I hope you're having a nice week. The prompt this week got me thinking about mystery dungeon games. Explorers of Sky remains my favorite Pokemon game of all time. One of my favorite parts of it was the side episodes, which I won't spoil, as I know Thatch hasn't played Explorers of Sky yet. I actually... Oh, it's on my desk. I've got a copy of it. Oshawott told me today that it's worth like $90 out of box. So I think I might sell it. And just download it on the Wii U. But I've got it. Oh, yeah, I forgot. No autofocus, but I've got it. It's still got the $17.99 sticker on it from GameStop where I bought it all those years ago. I'm going to peel that off right now while I'm thinking about it. I don't know if it'll make the sticker underneath it survive or not. We'll find out. Thanks, GameStop. Thanks for your sticker. It's not going to survive. Okay. Moving on. Put briefly, they were small other stories that help flesh out the various characters you meet in the game and provide great world building. I guess what I want is more mystery dungeon games, ideally with new side episodes. If I had to choose, I'd want a new game over a remake, but certainly wouldn't complain if an Explorers of Sky remake did appear. I wouldn't complain either. Honestly, modern hardware. I'd rather play it on modern hardware than like the DS. It's all like Mystery Dungeon starts so slow too. So like playing it on a big screen is better than playing it on a small screen, in my personal opinion. I love DX and I'm still trying to catch some of the legendaries. I'm so thankful the series managed to make it onto the Switch. Thank you for reading, Kester. You're welcome, Kester. So, I guess that's the mailbag. That's everything that we had. Make sure you email next week. If you haven't emailed us at pucklepodcast@gmail.com, we did have in 490, we did have a mailbag question. It was, oh my gosh, I remember the one that was a joke. What region would you like a Pokemon game set in? And what is your spirit Pokemon? Those are the two. pucklepodcast@gmail.com. Okay, so I did promise a story at the end of this, and maybe this will become our tradition. Thatch is gonna give a small Thatch story. So we got an email back in like January. So in January, some guy emailed us because I put out like a call to ask for people to help us edit the podcast and like PTU and stuff. And somebody sent us an email. He's on Discord. That's what his email said. But in the email, it was literally not a single capital letter and no punctuation. So I didn't see this email for a month and a half after we got it because it got sent to my spam folder. Because spam goes, there's no punctuation, there's no capital letters, can't be a real person. Guy sends an email a week later after he sends that first one, complaining that he's upset that we sounded like we're such friendly people and that it seemed very out of character of what he imagined for us to go ahead and give a to go ahead and not reply. He thought we were friendlier than that and that he would expect it. And so the problem was, and he said, don't even reply to me because I'm going to be too embarrassed about the conflict, blah, blah, blah. And I sent him an email anyway to be like, no, your stuff just made it to spam because there wasn't a single capital letter. He like prided himself in that email. Like, I'm not going to use proper punctuation, blah, blah, blah. That's like your resume for applying for a job. Like, that's going to be your resume. Like, I'm not going to use proper punctuation. And then he got upset because we didn't reply to him because it got sent to spam. So that's Thatch's bonus story. But yeah, if you want to keep up with us, make sure you follow us on the Twitter, on the YouTube, on the Twitch. We do stream a lot now. I stream on Tuesday nights. Me personally, I stream on Tuesday nights. We also have people stream on. We have people stream on Tuesday or on Thursday nights as well. Whimsicott streams either on Saturday or Sunday. It's becoming a full schedule, and I'm very excited about that. But yeah, thank you. Make sure you click the like, the subscribe, all the things on the YouTube. We really appreciate the support. And if you want to help us support us monetarily, please feel free to go over to our Patreon at patreon.com/PuCL-Podcast. In the meantime, though, keep listening. I appreciate all of you. And I want to talk to you guys again sometime. So make sure to be around. Come to the Discord. Hang out. It's a good time. So I guess I've been Trainer Thatch. And here in the... Well, I guess this isn't lavender. It's blue. In the Lavender Town radio tower, it's closing time.